Welcome to the Prem, episode 6, and we left off as champions of the Hellenic League Premier Division, which meant we go into the evo-stik Southern Div West 1. Let's have a look at what's happened so far as we enter pre-season with Henley Town. So as you can see, this is the screen, and as you can see, we've got quite a few games to play. Mansfield obviously didn't win in the playoffs and are still there. Wimborne, Winchester, Oxford City Nomads, Gosport FC Romania are still there. So there we go. And our first game of the season is against Buckland. So a lot has happened during the summer. We've lost a couple of key players, I think, this year. Unfortunately, we had to say farewell to Maxwell, who's been offered a £140 per week contract at Enfield. They are in like the equivalent league, I believe, with us, so the Div 1 North. So he leaves us after 3 successful seasons with us, with an average of 743, 92 appearances for the club, 34 goals and 33 assists, as well as 13 player of the matches. So we bid him farewell. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep him because what I do when I get to the end of the season is I go on holiday for a month, because why not? And obviously these guys are on month-to-month contracts, so anyone can sweep in. David Green, I'm not so worried about. I mean, I know he was a good player, but last year he played 23 games for us, really. 1 goal. So he played a lot, but not a lot, if you know what I mean. So we bid him farewell. And then Prudence, probably, I'm a bit gutted that we've lost Prudence, because he played quite a lot last year for us. He played 31 games. So that's kind of left a little bit of a hole for us. He's gone to one of our rivals, I believe, in Blightingsea. So let me just go back to home. Yeah. No, maybe not in our league. It must be the other side for us then. But yeah, we're the West. He must be. They must have been East. The other team, Blightingsea. Yeah, so they've gone to the equivalent league of us, but to the other side. So we wish him well. We wish all the players well, and also I'm slightly disappointed, but I'm not too worried. With Okenkwo leaving, he played quite a few, not many games for us. He was a youth product, but we wish him well at Exmouth. And Connor Barton, he didn't really play for us last year at all. 2 games, that was it. And we wish him farewell, but he's gone from the evo-stik Div 1 East to evo-stik Premier, so he's gone up a league. So wish him farewell, wish him good luck with that, and we'll see what happens there. In terms of board, let's just quickly look here. There was a board takeover, I believe, it's somewhere. There we go. Yep. So we had talks. So Joseph Smith is reported to be the next chairman for us, willing to part with 28,000 to seize control. Personal message, yeah. And they've put 6k into the club's coffers. So yeah, something like that. So we've had the transfer embargo listed, and while I was off, I accepted a contract as well. So that's all been done for me. Let's have a look at the tactics. So as you can see, we've lost 1 player there, but again, this last game there was not many players. I think, yeah. So we've got 2 players missing. I'll let our left winger, which Sims can come into and play. So Sims can take over that role filled by Maxwell, which means we do need to get a replacement. And we've got Sammy, who'll probably be playing a bit more next year in that central defence role there. And we've still got quite a few backup. We may lose some, we may keep some. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet. Lee Watt hasn't figured, even though we signed him on a free last year. Jack Morrell, I don't think, played at all last year. We got him on a free. again, yeah. So we've got some players that haven't really played, so we may try and make use of them. But until then, I'm happy with the squad we've got. I think we do need to boost our defence a little bit, so I'll be looking maybe at our centre backs a bit more. Strikers I'm happy with. I'm happy with Harry, but I'm also happy with Lewis as well. We'll have to see if we can keep them as well, because a lot of clubs are wanting him, and likewise with Harry. So that'll be a trouble. We've had a couple of bids for Toure as well. Again, I'd like to try and keep him. So we'll see what happens. If I can boost in my midfield, I'll totally do that. I'm happy with kind of the front four. So really, it's kind of just boostering maybe my defence and my midfield. So that's kind of what I'll look at for next season. Definitely, if we want to progress as well, if I can find a better player than what we've kind of got, I'll 100% go for it. But we'll see what happens. So just have a quick look at our finances at the moment. So as you know, we had a good FA Cup run, which put us in the green, or the black, shall we say. Slowly, it has gone down due to wages and whatnot. But I'm hoping with the bigger season, we might be able to keep going. I mean, the end of this year, they project that we're going to be in the black by £725, and then in the red for the next 2 seasons. So I'm hoping that we might be able to do a bit better than what we have. We've got no debts or loans. We've got new sponsors for the main kit and the additional sponsor. Our wages are quite high, but again, the wages are mainly appearances. So if they play, they get paid. That's it, pretty much. Our expenditure, the staff wages are our main wage. Ground maintenance, players' wages. No, I mean nothing really. So yeah, we paid out 40,000 in bonuses last year. Our income has a lot come from prize money and funding as well. Funding's been a big part as well. So that's kind of a little bit of a summary. Don't really know what we need to do really. We've got a better wage budget this year. However, I don't think I'm going to fulfill it as much. Staff wise, I'm going to see if I can try and keep my members of staff. I'm happy with the way they were last year. So in fact, their contracts are all due up in 2 days. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to wait for a couple of days, offer them new contracts, and we'll see what happens. So we're going to leave it there, and we'll come back at the end of pre-season, and we'll see how we've changed the team around. So we've come to the end of pre-season. We're about to play our first game of the season, and let's take a look at what's happened. So we're going to start off with the transfers and the history. So on top of Connor Barton leaving, we've lost Ben Mamalola. Again, didn't really feature for my squad and was 33, so wish him the best there. I'm very disappointed though, we lost Wayne, and it actually caught me under the radar, this signing that Bishop's done. I didn't actually know that they had actually stole him from me as such. So he's gone now to Bishop Stafford, again higher league than what we were in. I can only wish him, the kind of best best of luck really. So that meant I've had to bring in some new faces. So we'll start off with Daniel Brennan. I don't think he'll feature much, but at 25 he may be a good backup to have. John Hill, another good midfielder who possibly could play. Max McDonough, good right winger. Again, I don't know if he'll feature much. Ian Simpemba, a very experienced central defender. That's just another reason why I've got him. I bought in James Morris, but actually let him go on a free. He was asking way too much money, and for the value, I just didn't think he was worth it, if I'm honest. So I brought in Lewis Hayden as another midfielder. I think he'll be a good player for me at 26. Freddie Westlake, a good defender. Adam Albrighton, a young winger. Again, I don't think he'll play. He's sitting in the reserves at the moment. Craig Holloway. He's a very eccentric goalkeeper, but again, probably sit on the bench for me. And Joe Wright, which is another goalkeeper, and he may play. At the moment, I'm sticking with Paul Walker, but let's have a look at my starting lineup and what it looks like I'm going to start with. So, we're going with Joe Wright in goal, so I'm starting with Joe. We've got Darcy O'Connor, who was there for me last year. Paul Reese, or Reese Paul, sorry, he'll be starting in defence. With Wrench, who I had last year but never played, so he'll get a start. Jibadoo, he's there, Jerome. I've gone with Doyle and Hayden, so my new signing. Owusu is staying there, and Sims is getting the call up to replace Maxwell. I'm sticking with Edmondson and Troke as my front two. So I'm hoping this squad will do well with Paul Walker, Eldab in my defence. Lewis Tomlinson, not Luca, is my midfield, with Max McDonough and Lee Wart, who I bought last year as well. So that is what I'm looking at. Looking at the sad side of things as well, my staff. I don't know why I'm staff searching. I did lose my assistant manager. He did leave, so I had to get this replacement in. Not too happy with him. As we like to have a look at is what the season preview is, and believe it or not, in the media Dream 11 we don't feature once. So this may mean we need to either properly look it up. Key players, do we even feature yet? Liam Doyle features. Oliver Sims. So only 2 players feature for us in the key players, and they reckon we'll finish about 8th, and we are 11 to 1 to win the league. So media prediction 8th, I'll take that. This is our little report. They reckon that this will be the squad we'd start with. They're not far wrong. We've got the 2 wingers on the wrong way round. Salary for so yeah, we're a fairly ambitious team. I'm fairly ambitious. We've got okay finances. There we go. Corey Wrench, so he'll be hopefully my key player. So let's have a look at the match preview. So we sold 130 tickets, so we're still about the same from last year, but hopefully we can get more fans. The squad report, their biggest strength is their formation, an average of 5 chances per 90 minutes while using 4-4-2. That's quite poor. But also weakness is having 4 chances, so I don't really know what to think on that. But anyway, it's first game of the season. Let's see how we do against Buckland. So at the moment it looks like we're playing 3 new players, or 3 players that haven't played for us in the squad yet. I'm going to just say to them, you know what, I'm going to keep it calm and go all the best and have fun out there, because I don't want to put too much pressure, and we'll see what happens. So here is the first game. I'm going to take away the league and the latest scores because I was watching it on the last game, and that's why I'm saying I should have maybe recorded it, because it was such a intense final game of the season. So first kind of highlight goes to Buckland. Owusu all on his own. Oh, look at this. Oh, Sims, put it wide. That would have been a great start for us in the league. Show everyone who's boss. Well, see how well we could play. So 11 minutes gone. We're not doing too badly, holding our own. They've had more shots at the moment. 4 shots. A lovely ball to Troke. Troke now straight at the goalkeeper. And a poor corner for us there. So we've had 2 shots, so 3 shots so far. So yeah, I mean, fairly average first half. We've created the more fouls with 4. No yellow cards and red cards at the moment, although that will probably change. Well, the first yellow card goes to Buckland. That's quite a bit of a surprise, really, considering we were the more prolific foulers there. Oh, Troke. So half time, I'm not too disheartened. You know, we are in a better league now. I'm happy with that performance, so I want everyone to keep going. You know, we're 0-0 at half time. I think that's a respectable result for us in our first game of the season so far. Obviously, I don't know how it will pan out towards the end of the game. They've just had a shot come off the post. First blood goes to Buckland now, 1-0 up. Going to make a quick substitution. I'm going to bring on Wart for Troke to see if anything happens there. I'm actually going to bring on Lewis for Hayden as well. See if Lewis can do anything for us. So making 2 substitutions on the 70th minute mark here. Okay, so that's the end of the game, and I think the second half we did not play very well. So I am going to say I'm far pleased for that. A lot of people are unhappy with the way I've spoken to them, but for us being 0-0 at half time and we showed nothing in the second half, I deserve to be every right not to be happy there. So that was the end of pre-season. That was our first game looking into the new season in the evo-stik Southern League Div 1 West. I think we're going to struggle. I did say mid-table, but after that performance, I think we may struggle. But let's find out how we do at the end of the season. So we have made it to the end of the season in the evo-stik League, and as you can see, we finished 10th. I would say that was a pretty decent season. Now, as you can see, we are still in the red with our finances, even though we were in the black at the start of pre-season last year. Yeah, that is mainly down to the players' wages. I'm not going to lie about that, or appearance fees, shall we say, because they're not actually committed to a contract. So let's take a look at how we did then for the season. So looking at the schedule, as you can see, we started off with our loss with Buckland, where everyone was present. I mean, you guys obviously. And we didn't really pick form up until the latter stages of the league. As you can see, probably around Gosport time, winning and picking up a win, then a loss, then win, loss, win, draw, a loss, and then win all the way to the end of the season till the last game, which was in all encounters, it was different. If you have a look at, like, say, the lineup for this game, Graham Wheeler, you know, Joe Wright, you know, so, and then the last game of the season I put Graham Wheeler back in, but I think only 2 or 3 of the players that had been played most of the season were in there in the last game. So yeah, we lost 2-1, which isn't too bad. We took 13 of our fans away. That was good. But competitions overall, you know, we hit mid-table. As you can see, our form kind of didn't really go anything. Dipped a little bit, then back up all the way up until our final positioning, which was 10th. And our highest position, I think, was 9th. So we did all right in the league. The board are happy. We reached the first qualifying round, and they wanted us to. They wanted us to reach the first round. We got knocked out in the second, again with the trophy. Second qualifying round, but got knocked out in the first, and just be competitive in that league. So the board are happy overall with what we've done. Transfer wise, we've lost Liam Doyle, who's been integral to the season. A couple other players left as well, which I wasn't too worried about. We brought in a few players from our league just to try and help bolster our squad up a little bit, because I felt we were lacking a little bit, and I think we actually did better with the players in the league than when we didn't. So overall, we had a big, large squad. If you can see, look, there we go. And some new players as well to talk about. Desley, he came from our youth, and I think he'll be one for the future. Again, he didn't actually play the last game, believe it or not. Let me find him. Where is he? DC. There he is, James Bowles. Probably my best youth prospect I've had. Signed him up, and he's played, and look at that, an average of 6.9 for the season. So I'm pretty happy with that overall. Looking at where we are in the league, so we've decided on the 28th of June is our pre-season. Only 2 people were unhappy with our training. We had quite a few injuries this year, but luckily nothing major. End of season confidence, the board are happy with me. I've spoken about what we want to do next season for the team, and they're happy for us to try and push for a higher league position, maybe playoffs for next year, so they're happy with that. The board are happy. They reckon we finished above our expectation, but I think 10th is mid-table, so I think we did all right there. End of season awards, well, Harry Edmondson won the best player, Thorley Porter second, and Oliver Sims third, with Aaron Sennett Nelson getting the goal of the season. So as you can see, great ball from Doyle to Sennett Nelson, who puts the ball into the back of the net. Long range effort. So what I will say is, I want to know what you thought of that goal. Leave your comments below in the video. So yeah, that was our goal of the season. Was it deserved? I think it was. Our team of the season, so Edmondson, McDonald, Sims, you know, definitely a decent team there. We had some new players put into the team of the season with Thorley Porter, Darcy O'Connor and Joe Wright were added to them, but as the substitutions. So that is kind of the season roundup. Before we do, I will just show you the finances very quickly. So as you can see, you know, we were very heavily in the red, the black, and then we slowly just made it way to under, and that is literally due to the bonuses that we were paying out in our wages. So a lot of the players are on, say, couple of hundred a game now. I mean, if we look at the likes of Joe Wright, his contract is 75, so that's quite high. Chris Fawcett, I think he's in the hundreds, 240 for an appearance. So you know, it's not a wage bill we're using, however they're using quite a lot in the bonuses, which is affecting where our finances are. Now at the moment our projection is to be at 121,000 in the red by next season. I'm hoping next year we can lower that wage budget, but also get better players in. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. So we're still in the same league unless they rejig us about to an eastern side, but we're going to stay in this division anyway. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in season 7. No, this is can't be episode season 7. It's episode 7. Sorry, we'll see you in episode 7. Thanks for watching.